Welcome back to Straight Talk. So, what's going on in the community?
Well, I'll start off, but you know, the things that have been going on in this community are ongoing, unfortunately. There's such a big, I guess, controversy. He said, she said, in regards to all the issues with the radio station. And I interviewed Kenneth Deere and Joe Delarome, board members, on there, and it's the first time, obviously, that they came out to actually say something. I know that Joe and some of the other board members had wrote something in the Eastern Door in relation to what one of a past employee had to say. Sheldon, I believe they were answering him. So we did it on the record, and there was nothing that they didn't say that we didn't already know. You know, obviously, the whole controversy in this whole situation started or stemmed from the money being raised by Brian Goodleaf and his family with the Boston Bruins, and why wasn't the money turned over? And it seems like from there, everything snowballed. You know, you've been covering it. We've been covering it. We've talked about it here before. But the conversation that I had with them was surrounded by what happened at the beginning. Why are we in this situation? Why is everybody, he said, she said, it's your fault, it's my fault, you did this, this isn't right, that's not right. The community is like, my head's spinning around half the time. So what it comes down at the end of the day is for them, despite of, I told them from the outside looking in, the station looks like it's in chaos. They said that it's not. It's just, if you read everything, everybody has their own opinion and everybody's motivations are different, and yes or no. But the thing is what Brian Wright, is it true or not? They're denying it, he's saying it is. I don't know, you don't know. Brian says one thing, radio station saying another thing as far as the money is concerned, and now everything else. And it's, what I think it is, it's more the perception that's out there with the community, that they're reading all these things, and who do you believe?
Well, let me put it to you this way, Mike. Just clarify. Brian Goodleaf was a board member of K103, and so in many ways, this is a story about a relationship gone bad. Okay, and the thing right now is everybody is hunkered down. Everybody's bunkered down. So everybody's in the trenches now, and all kinds. There's a lot of payload going out back and forth.
Seems like it's a lot of damage control, huh?
Well, but you can talk about all those things, and you can say about the he said and the she said and the so on, and we can say, well, Kenneth and Joe might say, well, it's about this and it's not about that, and somebody else will say, well, it just sounds like this is about axe grinding, and so on. Well, okay, but one of the things that says is there smoke? If there's not a fire, then we ought to at least check it out.
Yeah.
It means there's something going on, and you can't deny it. It's there. It's in your face, whether you like it or not. It's there, and all kinds of other questions being raised as a result of it that don't even have to do with the little war that's been going on between Brian and the board over, was that money for a building fund or was it for anything else? Where were the finances? All kinds of things like that. Were they unaware as board members of what those things were? Everything now is fought now publicly. And apparently this is a community radio station, and we, the community, the public, don't know anything about how it works. And the larger questions, is that endemic of everything in the community?
And then, but the thing is when I asked them the same thing, I said, so how do we resolve all this? How can we get to that we're not going to be dealing with this all the time? But more so, the community is hearing all these things from both sides, and what do they believe? Is it a community radio station or is it not? But more so, I think it always comes down to either personalities or money or something, power. But with the money, we'll talk just about the money issue. They're saying that the request had to do with, yes, partially a building fund, equipment, furniture. They had a list of stuff that was attached to that letter that they need and the costs associated with that. So they're saying that that was part of it. In a community, as you well know, it's also split. Some people are saying, you know, if the money was allocated for building, then it should be specifically for a building. It shouldn't. I didn't donate money so it can go to salaries and to pay all these other expenses. I didn't donate money for that. The other side are saying that regardless of what the money is going to be used for or the reasons why, when a radio station needs money to whatever they're going to use it for, I donated to the radio station, they should get the money. Brian shouldn't hold the money, give it to them. That's what it was raised for. Who do you believe and what do you do? What happens? A question. What happens if you gave $100 and you gave it to the radio station, regardless of the reason? I just gave it to them, I don't care what they do with it. Do you get your money back? What about all the people who bought tickets or gave money to say that it was going to the radio station? What do they do? Say, well, the hell with it. If you're not going to give it to the radio station, give me my money back and I'll give it to them.
Well, that's I mean that's one suggestion, but it wouldn't, to me, Mike, it begs a larger question. One of the larger questions is, okay, you know what, and Steve Bonspiel alluded to that in his editorial, is that the community has a right to know. Okay, so what do? All right, well, he says, she says. Okay, somebody said to me there should be a public inquiry. There should be an inquiry into all of these matters. And about everything that, okay, the accusations that have been made with regard to, I don't know whether it's about block voting, everything else, which, by the way, I don't really have an issue with, okay, whatever, okay? Or this particular thing with the fundraising. And here's what it comes down to, okay? You got paper, they got paper. You say, I say. I'll tell you what. Let's have a forum, an inquiry. You show me yours, and I'll show you mine. How about that? And we'll sit there, and we'll look, and we'll have somebody look at those things and make a determination. If we can come together in terms of solving the issue. Can we do that?
But is it a legal issue? Is it a moral issue? Or what is the issue? The thing is there's money that was raised for a specific purpose. You know what? For the radio station. Now, was it for the radio station in general, or was it for a building, or was it for furniture? You know what? It was there. So what happens? Does the money sit there for years and years and years until somebody decides, well, I'm going to give it to you, or I'm not going to give it to you, or I'm going to give it to somebody else? That's the thing is, you know what? What do you do? What do you do?
I'll tell you
I
what
have
we'll
no
do
idea.
I have an idea. What we're going to do right now is we're going to take a break. You're listening, you're watching Straight Talk with Mike Stock and Jessica Deer and Ross Montour, and we'll be right back after these messages. And we'll talk about those things.